Hello all, welcome to Electronic Circuit Simulation online audit course. Today's topic is peak detector circuit in LT Spice simulation. So let us see next the outline of the lecture. So today we are going to cover the topics such as we'll start with simple peak detector circuit, and then we'll move on to the peak detector circuit with a super diode. Then we will see the peak detection of a ECG like signal. Next, we'll see the peak detector with super diode and a buffer circuit. And at the end, we will see a circuit on that is an active peak detector circuit. And we'll see how the output waveforms are actually looking like. So let us begin with the topic. Okay, so let us first understand what do you mean by a peak detection. So basically, if you have a waveform which has upper peak, lower peaks like this, so this circuit over here, a peak detector circuit, has to do this. So it has to detect the maximum peak, the highest peak from the circuit, all the highest peak. So it has to detect the maximum amplitude of a signal over a period of time. Now either it can detect the positive peak or also it can detect a negative peak. So there are two types of peak detector circuits. There is a positive peak detector and a negative peak detector. Now let us directly go to LT-SPICE and simulate a simple peak detector circuit. Okay, so before that, let us check the circuitry. So this is basically a simple peak detector circuitry with a diode, a capacitor, and a resistor. So let us build this in LT-SPICE and see how does the circuit behave. So let us directly go to LT-SPICE, open a new schematic, and start building the circuitry. So here we are building a circuit, a simple peak detector without using any op-amp. So here you might require a voltage supply at the input side. So I'll place it over here, and you require a diode. So you can select the diode. I have to rotate the diode. So I'll click Control R and I'll place it over here. Next, I want a capacitor as well as a resistor. So I have a capacitor over here as well as I have a resistor also over here. So I'll place it onto the screen. Now the job is to join them around. So let us join them with a wire. So that the process is complete and we are ready to simulate the circuitry. So let us complete this. And don't forget to put the ground in the circuitry. It's really important. Now next we will label the circuitry. That is, the input side will define the input and the output, and also define what type of diodes we'll be using. So the diode which we'll be using is IN4148, which is a practical diode used in the laboratory, and power supply will be a sinusoidal signal. So we have to right click over here, go to advanced and select time. So here the DC offset I will give it as 0. The amplitude, let the peak amplitude be around 5 volts peak, and let the frequency be around 1000 hertz. I'll click on OK. So this is defined my sinusoidal signal. Now I have to select the value of C. Let us select it as 790 nanofarad, and let the value of R will be 10 kilo ohm. So I have mostly built up the circuitry. Let me define the label the input node. So this is my V in and this is my V out. Let me just right click and make it V out. Okay, so my circuit is ready. Next is to save this. So I will save this as peak, sorry, let me save it as peak detector 1. Okay, okay, it seems there is some problem. Yeah, peak detector underscore 1 dot asc. So I have to save it by this name. Now let me simulate this. So I'll click on simulate and click on run. Well, the stop time which I have to give over here is, let us consider this. So here the time period is around, here the frequency is around 1000 hertz. So I just can give it here 1 millisecond, but that way I will see only one sinusoidal signal. So at least I should see three sinusoidal signals. So hence I'll put 0 to 3 milliseconds. So as you can see, a screen has come up with a x-axis from going from 0 to 3 milliseconds. Now I will right click on this and add trace. I have to add V in first. So this is my V in has popped up. So V in is a sinusoidal signal with a peak value of 5 volts. Now I will right click and add trace the output V out. Oh, so this is the output which I am getting. It should detect the peak, but it's a falling short of it. So basically, how much short of it is falling, let us check. So if this is my output, so here the output peak is around 5 and it is detecting till 4.4. So there is a loss of around zero point 0.6 volts, which is the loss of this diode. Because of this diode requires around zero point 0.6 volts or zero point 0.7 volts to conduct. That's why you're getting the waveforms like this. So it's a simple approximation of a peak detector circuitry. So this circuit gives me approximate peak detection. So I will just show you in this slide also. So practically what we are facing is there is a diode drop of around zero point 0.6 in this case. So because of that, this output is slightly less than what is expected. So this blue line should start from here only, but it's starting a little below. So that is what is expected. So this what is happens in a practical diode circuitry. Also, there is one more drawback over here. We have a discharge. This waveform should be flat. This during the discharge period, this waveform should be flat and is slightly drooping down. So this is another drawback. So this circuit over here is good enough to start with the understanding and the application of approximate peak value of the input signal. So basically, it is detecting the peak value, but a slightly shorter. And what we are trying to do in this online lecture is we'll try to modify this peak detector circuitry one by one. So now let us move on to the next circuit. Now we have to use the instead of diode, we have to use a op amp. So let's consider if you have a diode, ideal diode doesn't have any voltage drop. So if you build a ideal diode over here, you will not see this zero point 0.7 or zero point 0.6 volts voltage drop. So let us see that circuitry now. So this is a peak detector circuit using a super diode. So earlier we have seen that in this circuitry, the limitation is the output waveform is slightly lesser than what is expected. It's not totally detecting the peak. It is around diode drop small. So we have to build this circuitry and refer how that circuitry will change and how the behavior will be. So let us see that if that diode drop is compensated or no. So we'll try to build up this circuitry. This is the op-amp along with this diode is actually called a super diode, and the remaining stuff is same, exactly the same. So let us do that. Let us build up this circuitry. So for that, let me just keep on minimizing this. We'll keep that as a reference and we'll build up on the circuitry. So for that, let me just keep this LT Spice window also open and try to adjust this screen. Okay, so we are more or less ready. So we have to build a circuitry to the right hand side of your screen here, over here. So let us do that. Okay, so let us start. So let us start by selecting an op amp from here. from the library. So here is, let us start with the voltage actually. Okay. And I may require some voltages later for to power up the op-amp. Next is I'll select op-amp OP07. So OP07 I'll select from here and I'll drop it over here. Next, what I want is I want a diode. So diode I can take it from here and I'll rotate it and place it onto the screen like this. Next, I want a capacitor and a resistor. So here is my capacitor over here and a resistor. So we are trying to build up this circuitry in LT-Spice. Now let us join everything. So this non-inverting input terminal will go to this supply, which will be a sinusoidal input. And let me add the ground to it. Okay. And next is the op-amp output will go to the diode input, and the diode will go to the output terminal. So basically output terminal is connected both to the capacitor and the one terminal of the resistor over here like this. So and this circuit you can complete it or you can separately ground it also. It doesn't matter. So I am separately grounding it like this. Now I have to connect the op-amp as per given in the diagram over here. So let me take this loop and connect it over here like this. Now only thing left is to power up the op-amp. So to power up the op-amp we require two supplies. So we will select from the library two voltage sources. So one I'll place it over here, another I'll place it over here, and I need to connect them together now. So remember op-amp requires two supplies. So you have one common ground. So that's what I'm connecting the common ground, common terminal to ground. And the upper terminal can be called as VCC. So I'll label it as VCC. And the lower one I'll name it as VEE. So there is the negative and the positive power supply. The supply voltage which I want to give is around 15 volts, and here also around 15 volts. So my circuit is ready almost. I have to just label it now. So let me define this and call this as VCC and VE that will power up the op-amp. So this is VCC over here, and over here we have VE. So automatically the plus minus 15 is available at the op-amp terminals over here. Now I have to select the diode. So diode I will again select it as the practical diode IN4148. The capacitor value I will select it as last time only, that is 470 nanofarad, and the resistor value this time around I can take it as around 100k. Oh, we have to write 100k over here. Yeah, it's written now. Okay, so this is the circuitry. We have to label the input and the output. So input will be your sinusoidal signal. So right click on the input source, go to advanced, select sine and click on DC. Amplitude again I want to give it as, let's say, around 1 volt peak. Frequency is around this time around, let's say the frequency is around 100, and delay time I can give it around 30, and rest is 0. Rest you can keep it like this and click on OK. So here is my, let me just place it a little down so that this doesn't overlap. Yeah, so now it is better. Now what we need to do is we need to define the input and the output nodes, that is label them. So this is my V in and this is my V out, the output node V out. Output is taken across the register over here. So this is my V out terminal. Now, let me simulate this. Before that, let me save this file. So let me save this file as peak detector 2. So this is the second peak detector circuit which we are checking. So this is a peak detector 2 circuit. Now let us run this and check what are the output which we are getting out of this. So let us do that. Now it will ask for the time period. So here the frequency is around 100. So it will be around 10 milliseconds. So I will put over here 30 milliseconds. Okay. So our circuit is almost ready. Let me just close this around. Okay. So this is our circuitry and we are checking the output waveform. Remember the output is x-axis is from 0 to 30 milliseconds. Now I will click over here, add trace. I'll add V in first. So my V in has a peak amplitude of 1 volt and the peak to peak will be around 2 volts peak to peak. And let me check the output waveform over here. So the output is, when I click on it, output waveform is something like this. Oh, so it's reaching the peak now, detecting the peak, but there is a sluggish response over here. What we want is, we want this response to be exactly flat. Just let me show it to you. So if we have a response over here, and let me select a format, let that format will be around, let's say, um, green color. So we want this output to be flat over here. You can see the green color over here. So we want the output to be something like this, but we are getting it something like this. It's very, very sluggish response, right? So this circuit is also having some problem. We, in this online lecture, we are not interested in studying what are the problems, what are the mechanics and the detailed working. What we are interested is in running the LT spice simulation of the same and getting the desired output. So if you wish to go to the theory of it, so you can do that. So let me go to the Google. So I'll show it to you exactly where to find the relevant theory for these topics. So you can go to Google, you can type this. So this is the website which I have created, and you can go to this website. It's inderjitsingh87.weebly.com. So in this website, there are many subjects. So you can select, this is taken from linear integrated circuit design. So you can click on OK. And so the theory of this topic is taken from, let me just slowly go to the, this is, if I remember correctly, this is lecture number 18. Yeah, let me just show you. So this website was created for students so that they can refer it from time to time and they can update their knowledge. So let me just show you here. It's lecture number 18. Yeah, we are still searching. So what we are doing is, I am just showing you to refer the theoretical reference for it. So let me just show you once, then we can go back to our topic. So if anyone, yeah, so this is it. So if you scroll down, you go on to lecture number 18 handout. So this will explain you, you can download this handout and this will explain you the various theories behind whatever circuitry we are doing. So this is what we have implemented. This is already there in the website. So you all can similarly check this handout and the relevant theory can be found over here. So that was about the theory part of it. Now let us go back to LT Spice simulation. So here we are facing a problem. So basically this problem is technically faced due to the fact that the OP-amp OP07 is basically a slow OP-amp. So we have to select a relatively faster OP-amp to solve this problem. So what we will do is, So what we will do is basically this is a peak detector using a super diode as we have seen in this. So what we will do is we will replace this op-amp, that is OP07, which is a slow op-amp, with a faster op-amp. So let us do that. So what I will do is I'll copy this entire circuitry using this copy button, and I will place this onto the screen only. Yeah, like this. So you keep a hold of it, and you can leave it somewhere around here. Okay, this is copied now. Now I will delete this op-amp, and from the library I need to select a little faster op-amp. So that op-amp which I will select is LTC 6244. So basically this is a CMOS op-amp, and it's 50 megahertz low noise rail to rail op-amp. So this is a much faster op-amp compared to OP07. So let me see that. And OP07 was a precision operational amplifier, so which is relatively slow. So this is my circuitry. Now let me input is the same, that is V in and V in over here. So there is no difference of it. We can actually remove this. No need of this connection because we have already renamed it as V in. And let me rename this as V out 1. Okay, so we are ready to simulate the circuitry. So what we will do is we will run this and check and compare the both the output. So let me run this and check whether I am getting any improvement. Okay, so we have a circuit over here, which is a peak detector. First was using OP07 op-amp, and the second one with LTC6244, which is a faster op-amp. Now let me just plot the input first. So I'll plot input, and next I will plot right click, add trace, output, V out. So this was the earlier output of the slower op-amp. Now let me add trace and plot V out of 1. So you can see over here clearly that V out of 1, which is the output of this faster op-amp circuitry, is much comparatively much better. So as you can see, you are getting, still there can be some improvement. You can reduce this. We want it to be a flat line over here. You can reduce it further, but definitely better than the blue color curve over here, which is the output of the first op-amp, that is OP07 was circuitry. And the second one, this is the black color, that is the V out one, is the output of the second circuit using a faster op-amp. So definitely the faster op-amp is giving you much productive results compared to the slower OP07 op-amp. So henceforth we are using for peak detection, at least we are using the faster op-amp, that is LTC6244. So again, still there is some improvement required. This line over here, which you can see over here, this could be a flat line. I can show it to you by drawing. So this should be a flat line like this over here. So it is not a flat line like this. So we have to go on improving the circuitry. So we have to only detect the peak of the input signal. So let us do that. Let us see another circuitry which will achieve this goal. So let me go back to the slide, and let us go back to. So this is the problem which we are facing. You can go to the theory, referring the lecture handout 18, which I have showed you just a few minutes ago. Now let us go to the circuitry. This next modified, you know, is a buffer circuit added to it. So this is a super diode circuit which you have already seen, and this is the buffer circuit. Just a moment, I remember something. I have to show you all one output, one circuitry which is a ECG looking like. So what I will do is let me just close this file and let me open a new file, that is, yeah, ECG looking like circuitry. Yeah, so this is the circuitry. So I'll just show you this output and I'll go ahead. Yeah, let me save this file. Okay, so here I will adjust a few things. so that it is slightly clear. It is nothing new. It is the same circuitry. Only thing is that this circuitry is simulating a ECG like look like signal. So let me just quick. It is the almost the same. Only thing is the input is like a ECG like signal. So let me just run this. Okay, so y'all can also build up that. I have kept the circuitry open. So let me just pull this up. Yeah. So this circuitry is also is a peak detector application. So basically ECG signal is the heartbeat signal. So ECG signal is getting you can also detect the peak of it for some analysis purpose. So here I have kept the time period as around 4 seconds. So I right click on it, add trace, and I add V of X. So as you can see, this is like a ECG look-alike signal, not exactly, but similar to it. And let me check the output of the circuitry. So as you can see, the output of the circuitry is correctly detecting the peak of a ECG signal. So this is a small application which I wanted to show you all, and this way you all can detect the peak of other circuits which of whose analysis is of relatively importance. In this case, for some reason, for medical reason, we require to detect the peaks, that how many peaks are there of this ECG signal, which is a formation of Q, R, S, and P. So this detecting the peak magnitude of the ECG signal over here, which is around very low amplitude in millivolts. And in actuality also this is even smaller, but this is just to show you like ECG like signal. So this will give you a feel of a practical application of this peak detector circuitry. So yeah, I am recommending to try this on your own, and you can similarly develop similar applications and simulate the circuits in LT-Spice. Now let us go back to our topic. Okay, so what we were detecting is that earlier we have seen one limitation that the output was here a little falling down. So for that, we will keep a buffer circuit like this. So we will have to build the circuitry. Again, the relevant theory is available in the lecture number, handout number 18 in the website, which I have shown you earlier. So what we will do is let us try to build this circuitry in LT-Spice. So let us do that. Let us start. So what we will do is I'll open the circuit peak detector 2 because it's a modification only. So I can copy much of it as it is. So what I will do is here, no, fine. I'll copy this as it is from here and I'll paste it in a new schematic like this. Now I will be using a faster op amp. So I will be copying this circuitry over here. And let me just note down the copy the power supply also onto the new schematic. So y'all can also do such kind of things so that you can save some time. So okay, yeah. So we have our circuit is ready with us. Only thing is input also can be taken from here. Let it be input. We can always take it. And now we have to build up on this. So here instead of this resistor, we will connect another op amp. So let me just remove it. Okay, so we will continue building up the circuitry. Now we require another, LTC 6244 from the library. So you can type over here LTC 6244. So I can select this and place it onto the screen like this over here. Now I have to complete the circuitry. I have to connect this to the non-inverting input terminal output and the inverting terminal output is directly going to the output like this over here. Okay, and again I have to power up the op-amp with plus or minus VCC and VE. So that also I'll do it over here. Right click and I'll type here VCC, and the below op-amp will be, below supply will be VEE, that is the negative supply. And now I can place a register at the output over here. So I will take one register, place it over here. So that will be my across the output. So here also I'll join it like this. So let me just push this thing. Yeah, we are going correct. We are building up this, and this is the value of RL which we are placing it over here. Okay. So let me give the value of RL is around, let's say, 1K, and this is around 470 nano farad. Let it be, and we have to also keep the output node. So let me just keep one a little y over here and label this node output as V out, and I'll place it over here. So my circuit is almost ready, except that I have to define the input over here. So I right click on the input source, go to advanced, and click on sine over here, 0, amplitude is around 1 volt peak, and frequency is 1000 hertz. So we are almost ready with this, and let me just save this file. So let me just save this as peak detector 3. So this is my third circuitry, peak detector 3. And now we are ready to simulate this. So we'll go to simulate and click on run. It's asking for the stop time. Well, frequency is around 1000 hertz. So we can stop time, give it as around 3 milliseconds. So as soon as we did that, let me just expand this thing. Now it will be a little clear. So now we have built up the circuitry. We don't require this at all. So let me just maximize this LT Spice window. Yeah, so that it fits the screen now. So now if I run it, it will divide the screen into two halves. Yeah, now it is ready. So we have got the output waveform axis as x-axis going from 0 to 3 millisecond. Now first we will plot is right click, add trace, we'll plot V in. So V in was 1 volt peak. So it is around 2 volts peak to peak. Next we will plot V out. Okay. So you saw over here, that is if you have a waveform like this, it's detecting the peak value, and this waveform is at the start only. So let us see what will happen if the next peak doesn't come. So the circuit should actually continue to do that. So what we will do is we'll keep it as around 3 cycles, and rest we can keep it as 0, 0, 0. Okay, let me, yeah. So it's okay, fine. You can just push this a little down. Yeah, so let us try to do that. I think I have to give around 4 milliseconds so for that to happen, because I have given around 3 cycles. So once I click on run, yeah, so that is what it is doing over here. If there is no peak detected, it will continue to hold that state. So that's what a peak detector should do. Unless you again get a peak, it will again go back to the peak value over here. So indeed, this circuit is giving you a perfect peak detection, but there are some problems. The problem is, I will not explore in details, that the output of the first op-amp is slightly misbehaving. So again, that relevant theory you can check it in LT Spice in the document which I have said before. So this circuit, that is the peak detector using the super diode and the buffer over here, is actually detecting the peak of the input signal. But only limitation is there is some problem with the
first output, that is output of the first op-amp misbehaving a little bit, going into saturation for some period of time. So you can read about that in the theory. So I'll continue from here. So you can read about this theory in the handout, which I have earlier discussed the link where to refer. So you can discuss the limitation of this. So indeed, this is the most far the perfect output, but relatively one of the op-amp is not working as desired for some reason over here. So let us go back to the next circuitry, and this will be the final one. So the overcoming this drawback will be this active peak detector circuitry. So again, the functionality, the working, we are not going to discuss that over here. That is specially reserved for linear integrated codes. Here we are simulating electronic circuitry and LT spice, and just delivering the output as per the circuit diagram. So now next is let us build upon this circuitry. So let us do that. So what I will do is I'll fast forward it. I'll start the process, but again I will fast forward the process over here. So let us start. So what I will do is I have already have the circuitry. So let me copy this entire circuitry and copy it in a new schematic over here. So let me just copy paste the entire thing. Yeah, and I'll drag it to the new schematic like this. Yeah. So no need to do the circuit analysis again and again. We have already done that. So now we can modify this circuitry which we have it in your screens as per this diagram over here. So what I will do is I'll fast forward this this slide so that circuit diagram is directly visible to you. This is just to save time. So okay, we'll start now. Okay, so already the video is fast forwarded, and this circuit is made available for your reference. So what we will do is we will start now. So we have used op-amp as LTC6244. Why? Because it is a faster op-amp, and we have built up this circuitry, which is your active peak detector circuitry using op-amp. So here, this is the value of R3, and these are my two diodes, which is your diode number 1 and 2. We have taken practical diodes only, that is IN 4148, and op-amp is taken as LTC6244, and we have powered them with plus or minus 15 volts, and the input is around 0 to 5 volts peak and 1000 hertz frequency. Now let us try to run this. Okay, so it is taking some time because the time period is around, yeah. So we got it around 0 to 4 milliseconds. Now let us check the output and the input. So I'll right click, add trace. I'll plot input first. Yeah. And next I'll plot right click, add trace, output. So here also we are getting a perfect results. Let me just maximize it. Yeah. So it's perfectly behaves as a peak detector. This is the best circuit which we have for peak detection, positive peak detection. Just reversing the polarity of the diodes will give you a negative peak detection. So here we have it. So here the input waveform is going from 0 to 5 volts peak. So it is detecting the peak value. It is holding the peak value unless the input is falling down. And again, the input is reaching to the peak value. Again, it's detecting the peak value over here. So this circuit is confidently used as a peak detector, positive peak detector circuit. Okay, so we have successfully delivered our outcome, that is building up various peak detector circuits. So yeah, so these are the waveforms which we have simulated. The last circuit was using active peak detector, which we have referred from this diagram over here. So again, the relevant content for this theory for this uh, this modified or active peak detector circuit can be found in the lecture 18 handout earlier, which I have given the link. So that's how the different circuits are there present, and we can detect the positive peak of the input signal with the help of op-amp. So as mentioned before, just by reversing the polarity of the diodes as we have done over here, we can detect a negative peak. So let us run this. So as you can see, the circuit is now simply detecting the negative peak of the input signal, as you can see over here. So it's very, very simple and intuitive. You all can also try this in LD Spice and learn the concepts in a better way. So we have come to the end of this lecture. So we have covered the topics of a simple peak detector circuitry. Next, we have covered a peak detector with super diode. Then we have seen a peak detection of a ECG look-like signal. Then we have covered the peak detector circuit using super diode and a buffer. And lastly, we have seen the circuit schematic and the output waveforms, the successful one with the perfect peak detecting the input signal, the positive peak of the input signal. So, so that's it for today's electronic circuit simulation online audit course topic. That was based on peak detector circuitry. Next time, we will start with a different topic, studying another application of op-amp based circuitry. So if you wish to contact, you can refer this website or the YouTube channel. And next time we'll see another topic. So thank you for your patience.